Good night of Shabbos. This week's Parshas, Parshas Reeh. Parshas Reeh discusses a concept that I want to discuss here a little bit, and that is the concept of simcha, joy, happiness. There's a story about Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs, that he used to say that he heard from the Lubavitcher Rebbe that someone wrote the Lubavitcher Rebbe a letter. And in the letter it said, "I'm depressed, I'm lonely, I keep mitzvahs but find no peace of mind. I need the Rebbe's help." And the Rebbe, when he responded to this letter, his only response to the letter was circling the first word of every sentence, which was the word I. In our Parsha, in this week's Parsha, Parshas Reeh, the word simcha appears 7 times. But each time that it appears, it's in relation to others. The person, the individual, is not rejoicing by himself. He rejoices with family, with servants, Levi, strangers, orphans, widows. Those are the things that it talks about, the concept of simcha in this week's parsha. This is what Rabbi Sachs calls collective joy. So the point is that when we rejoice with others. We rejoice with other people. This concept of self-care and making yourself happy and doing things for yourself, it's very nice and it could work, but that's not what the Torah idea of simcha is. When the Torah talks about simcha, about being besimcha, it's always it's always with other people. Reb Soloveitchik says that there's also the concept of simcha is also connected to being lifnei Hashem. Being in the presence of Hashem also brings someone simcha. And this explains the tzivoy to be happy on the Shalosh Regalim when everyone will go visit the Beis HaMikdash. That's where the Shekhinah was. Why is it mitzvah to be happy? Well, people would go. They would go to the Beis HaMikdash. They would go. That's where the Shekhinah resided, and they would go also with other people. Everyone would be going. That's also why the Kohen Gadol, who was in the presence of the Rebbeinu Shalom every day, always had an obligation, a chiyuv, to be happy. Reb Soloveitchik, he goes very much into this idea and explains that there's also a tzivoy on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, which is generally known as days that are very serious to us, but there's also a tzivoy to be happy on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. Why is that? And Reb Soloveitchik says because those are days when we come close to the Rebbeinu Shalom. My point is that the concept of happiness, the concept of joy, of simcha in the Torah, is something that maybe we're not used to, or maybe we just don't understand. But I think it's very important and extremely true, and I've seen it in my own life, and I'm sure others have too. But it's nice to see it as a makar in the Torah as well. True happiness is happiness that can be shared with other people. True happiness is happiness that can be shared by becoming close with other people and by becoming close with the Rebbeinu Shalom. When you become close with the Rebbeinu Shalom, it also brings an extreme emotion of happiness. So those two things we could always keep in mind. If you're feeling down, lonely, it's good to have other people. It's good to have people who can affect your happiness, and that is the true simcha, sharing with other people and sharing simcha by becoming close to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Have a great Shabbos.